Important. Okay, thank you. Okay, I hope that those who are not here can still cope. So the discussion started recording. Yeah. Okay, so the discussion, once again, the discussion you would be writing here, once again, for the sake of the record, that you should prepare the lab report based on this rubric given here. When you're preparing, please have a look at it so that you know that how you are preparing. Data, from the data recording to accuracy, precision in calculation and discussion and conclusion, all these things, you should see how you can get the best or good points or good results from here. So the data will be given here, and you will the procedure is this, that it is given here, this procedure. Where is mine? Okay. No, sorry. Oh, yeah. So this is the procedure is given here. You will, if you are allowed to come to the lab, you will follow this procedure, but probably you are not allowed. I mean, for after some break, if you are allowed, but during the first 5 experiments, you are not allowed to come to the lab. So what I will do, I will tell you later what to do. But if you could do it in the lab, this is the procedure you would follow. All right, you would go from this table to that table to bring this vinegar or the solution, and then mix water, then do the experiment, all these things. All right. So these are the instruments, are liquids that you will put here in 25 milliliter bulb of graduated pipette, volumetric flask, burette, bulb of pipette, conical flask. So what, oh, this is another thing. What liquid you should be using to wash this type of glass apparatus, right? Bulb or graduated pipette. Have you ever seen a bulb of graduated pipette? This is a graduate. This is, ayo, how do I draw a straight line? Okay, let's consider this a straight line. This is what it looks like. Oh, why don't I just show you the graduated pipette. I'm sure that you have seen it, but just to refresh your memory. Okay. I cannot find a better picture, but I am going to show you this thing. I hope that you can see. All right. So this is what it looks, graduated pipette, this one. And the bulb pipette that we call, there is a bulb in the pipette. Where is the bulb? Just now I saw it. All right. So this is graduated pipette. This is also graduated pipette. This is the same thing. And here, let me go to the photos. This is the red color is not the pipette. This is the pipette filler. Okay. Okay. So this is a bulb pipette. This is a bulb. There are two on the either side. It is a thinner, but inside this is a bulb. It's a thicker part. So that is called the bulb pipette. Now the experiment description it says, where is it? Yeah, experiment description says that 25-meter bulb or graduated pipette, what the liquid should be used to wash it. Of course, water. Water will be the best one. I'll tell later, right? So you have to answer this thing. You have to write it down here. What is the liquid, which is acid or base or water or whatever it will be. And then you have to come up with the titration, number one titration for this, for the number one. Okay, this is just a general discussion, not exactly I'm talking about experiment one. So how do you prepare or what should you expect from the lab session? This is what I'm going to talk. So for all the lab, there will be this marking scheme will be attached to the lab manual. So you should be looking at it when you prepare the lab manual. You look at it, you prepare your lab manual, lab report accordingly. Okay, and then discussion and conclusion. After you do the calculation here, you calculate, put the calculation here, put the figures accurately as much as you can, and then the discussion. So the discussion is says that whatever is given here, you should also look or keep an eye or refer to. You should look here that it says summarize your result, compare the result, what is the percentage, more than 5%, how it is good result or not good result. So this thing, you should look at it and then prepare. But ideally, you should also remember that what is the procedure for this specific lab, type of experiment. What is the procedure you do? What is the materials you used here, or what is the resources that you need to use there, and why did you need to use that thing? Why you have to use this specific glassware, right? For pipe, why do you need to use the pipette? Why you cannot use just a cup, just like a water? I'm drinking water. I don't need to drink with a pipette, right? I just can drink it with a glass. What is the difference? This thing, this type of thing. I cannot give you example for everything. So you have to consider yourself. You have to constantly thinking of yourself that why is happening. Yes, and this. And now the most important part. This lab report is individual. Do you understand what I mean? This lab report is individual. That means everyone should submit the lab report. And I will, after every lab, I will open the submission link in Canvas so that you can have, you can see. But remember that this lab report is individual and you have to submit, not your lab mate, not your group mate, not others. You, for yourself, have to submit the lab report. All right. And then the marks will be awarded, of course, individually also. So your group mate is not responsible for you. You are only responsible for yourself. And also that lab report, if you you have to submit before you come to the next lab. It is not 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 week or 4 week difference or 5 days or 1 day difference. Before you come to the next lab, you submit the previous lab. That's it. If the lab is after 2 weeks, you submit, you have 2 weeks to prepare. But if the lab is after 1 week, then you have only 5 days to prepare or 7 days to prepare. Is it clear? I'm not going to repeat it again and again, but you must know that you submit the lab report for one experiment. Like if experiment 1 is done today, you have to submit it before you can, I mean, the next, we have this session for experiment 2. By that, you should submit the previous lab experiment. If you do not submit, then what will happen? If you do not submit, then you will lose the marks. First of all, you will lose the marks. Second, if you do not have a strong, lose the marks 10%. For every 24-hour delay, you will lose 10% of marks. All right. Second, after 2 days you submit, you lose automatically, you will lose 20% of marks. After 3 days, 30% of marks you will lose. And after 5 days, there will be 0 marks given. There will be no marks given for after submission after 5 days. And also that if you have a very strong reason, all right, you must have a strong reason to support for the delay. Of course, we will consider, but based on what your excuses are, all right. It must be strong and evidence-based so that we can consider for your late submission. And this is not only for the lab report. This is for everything. This is for your assignment submission. This is for your test submission. Some students say, "Oh, my internet was not good. My internet, I don't have electricity, blah blah thing." But the thing is, every test is designed in that way that you have 30 minutes or more than 30 minutes to submit your report. All right. So you say that last minute my internet was gone. It is not acceptable. So be careful. Don't do that. Okay. Any question so far for the lab report preparation? Anyone?
No.
Okay, good. All right. Oh, actually, you, Orlin and is it Chiao? I'm sorry if I cannot pronounce your name correctly. So you actually messaged me for recording. That's the thing that if you talk, I can see when I am lecturing, I'm talking, I cannot see this the chat box here. Now I only can see. All right. So you are typing something. Chelsea. I have a big problem with my pronunciation and things. My pronunciation is quite thick. So why don't you just unmute yourself and tell once so that I can hear how to call you.
Hi.
Hello? Yeah?
I can just pronounce my name as the football team Chelsea.
So I can call you Chelsea, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Okay, Chelsea. And then, thank you. Thank you. All right, so that is better in that way. So it minimizes the communication gap, you know, if you talk it directly. I wanted to do it. What I want to do is I will stop recording now and then I will start recording again.